Hello, this is Goku for some one, and I'm back this time to do a spoilered review, so if you've not seen this movie, go away. The movie is Joker 89, or as most people know it, Batman 89, or as the title says, Batman. But no, you could call this Joker. You could call this movie Joker. Abso-freaking-lutely. In some ways, probably my biggest complaint is there's too much Bruce Wayne in this film. Now, not saying I don't want Bruce Wayne in my film. I want a lot of Bruce Wayne. I want Bruce Wayne to be developed as a character. But he isn't. In no time does Bruce Wayne really get any development. He's not actually a character in this film. So getting rid of him entirely and just having Batman and focusing on Joker would have made this a better film, I think. Now, I don't like the interpretation of Joker in this film. Absolutely not. I don't think it's a good interpretation of Joker. But you can have scenes of Batman because it is a Batman movie, even if it was called Joker. But it is more of the Joker story. The Joker is the one that gets the character development. He's the one that actually goes from one place to another. And ultimately, it is his story. And I think that's what really hurts this film. Is the fact that we were trying to get into a Batman film, and we really get a Joker film here. The performances are good. Now, I will say that Jack Nicholson did not perform good as the Joker because he's Jack Nicholson, and Blows Himself Up Dude said this best. Jack Nicholson is the same when he's Jack Napier to when he is the Joker. He doesn't change, and the Joker's not like that. We don't really know how the Joker was as a human, so maybe he was the same, depending on the interpretation. I honestly think that in The Dark Knight, the Joker, before he became the Joker, I think he probably was very similar. But that's an interpretation of a guy becoming more theatrical, taking on the persona of somebody else. That's probably a guy who was always loony and out there. In this interpretation, he was a gangster who basically chemicals messed with his brain. That's the only thing I can guess. I think that this interpretation, he should be very different. As I said to an acquaintance the other day, I think Jim Carrey would have played a better Joker in this film. They should have cast him, not Jack Nicholson. I think Jack Nicholson went in having the wrong idea. I think he screwed up with the script, from what I've heard. And I think Jim Carrey would have done a much better interpretation. And this is the Joker story. I never read the script, but I'm sure if I had read the script, it's probably didn't change that much. I know that Robin was in the original script, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed that much. So, yeah, I mean, ultimately, I don't know. This is a good film in a way. Like, the world, the setting, the environment. Really great film in that aspect. The Batmobile looks awesome. This is my Gotham City. This is probably the best interpretation of Batman from the comics on the screen. Not that it's good, but it's probably the best interpretation of the comic book Batman. Absolutely, 100%. And that's not saying much, because Nolan's verse is not trying to be the comics. Now, there are straight comic book references, and it is doing comic book stories, but it isn't the comic book that I'm talking about. It isn't the over-the-top, he can beat up the Justice League Batman that I've come to know and love. That's the Batman that I personally love and that I personally like. This is a watchable film. It's an entertaining film. It is entertaining. I do recommend it to people to go see it. I just want a fun ride, but it's not good for what it should be. It could have been better. And yeah, they made a lot of mistakes, and ultimately they should have really focused on what they were trying to do. If they wanted to make a Batman movie, don't make your main character mysterious. Not in the way they did. I don't think it works. You make your protagonist not mysterious. And you can have a villain be your protagonist, and ultimately the protagonist can be defeated in the end of the film. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. In storytelling, the protagonist can be defeated. Usually they're not, but they absolutely can. It depends on the story you're trying to tell. So yeah, this was Goku for Someone. Please leave a comment or a video response.